Today, I, Rufus Jones, come before my church family, the First Congregational Church of Yarmouth, as a married partner of more than 42 wonderful and glorious years to the lovely and inspirational Lorraine Jones. College educator and retired successful corporate insurance vice president. Proud father of 2 adult home-owning children and daughter-in-law with doctorate or master's degrees, and a doting grandfather of 3 very wonderful, loving, and inquisitive biracial grandchildren. Respected and appreciated friend to many who have supported me along my journey. A Christian contributor and engaged advocate within my communities. And as a Cape Cod retiree, living a happy and fulfilled life. This sounds like a charmed life. One which would be the ambition of any American kid. However, my story is deeply rooted in the philosophy of Booker T. Washington, who said, "I have learned that success is to be measured not so much by the position that one has reached in life, as by the obstacles by which he had to overcome while trying to succeed." Flashback, 1963. Looking back, I see a young Negro boy in Montgomery, Alabama, living in a segregated Jim Crow world. Montgomery, the cradle of the Confederacy, birth of the Civil Rights Movement, and a slave market in the Deep South. I see my mother and grandmother with health issues, struggling to support their family, with limited education and meager earnings, working as domestics, cleaning the homes of rich white folk. I see myself living in a rented, dilapidated, rodent-infested shotgun house without indoor plumbing and electricity. I see my neighbors living day to day with no prospects for a brighter day. I see myself knowing that I am dirt poor after receiving a Thanksgiving basket from my teacher and classmates. I see an honor student reading nightly by the light of a kerosene lamp. I see a future destined to repeat the past of people held down, not allowed to prosper and achieve a life of happiness and success. Then comes along the dreamer, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I remember as an 11-year-old in 1965, joining the Selma to Montgomery March as the marchers camped out on the grounds of the city of St. Jude, located right around the corner from that dilapidated house. The warm spring night filled with songs and speeches as folks from every walk of life shared a common experience with uplifted voices. Dr. King and the Southern Christian Leadership Conference was the inspirational source I and others needed in the 1960s to help us become dreamers. His activism helped us to realize our dreams of mastering our education, securing meaningful jobs, decent housing, and the right to vote, and enjoying the fruits of our labor with equal opportunity for all. Now, let's go back to that unseasonably pleasant summer day on August 28th to listen listen to an excerpt of Dr. King's 1963 March on Washington as he aimed to inspire all of America. To this hallowed spot to remind America of the fierce urgency of now. This is no time to engage in the luxury of cooling off or to take the tranquilizing drug of gradualism. Now is the time to make real the promise of democracy. Now is the time to rise from the dark and desolate valley of segregation to the sunlit path of racial justice. Now is the time to lift our nation from the quicksands of racial injustice to the solid rock of brotherhood. Now is the time to make justice a reality of all of God's children. Go back to Mississippi. Go back to Alabama. Go back to South Carolina. Go back to Georgia. Go back to Louisiana. Go back to the slums and ghettos of your northern cities, knowing that somehow the situation can and will be changed. Let us not wallow in the valley of despair. I say to you today, my friends, so even though we face some difficulties today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It's a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. A dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of the creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation that they will be judged not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day down in Alabama, with its vicious racists and its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification, one day right there in Alabama, little black boys and little black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and little white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, every hill and every mountain shall be made low, and the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is the faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out from a mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with new meaning. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty. Of thee I sing, land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. And from every mountainside, let freedom ring. And if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. So let freedom ring from the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire. Let freedom ring from the mighty mountains of New York. Let freedom ring from the heightened Alleghanies of Pennsylvania. Let freedom ring from the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado. Let freedom reign from the capricious slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom reign from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom reign from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom reign from every hill and molehill of Mississippi. From every mountainside, let freedom reign. And when this happens, when we allow freedom to reign, when we let it reign from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we'll be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men, white men, Jews and Gentiles, Christians and Protestants, Catholics, be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual. Free at last, thank God Almighty, I'm free at last. My hope is to motivate all of us to work together to ensure that the American dream is accessible to each and every citizen across this wonderful nation. Now we will be joined by the choir in singing uplifting voices of We Shall Overcome.